How do sign language interpreters navigate cultural differences? Have you ever wondered how sign language interpreters manage to connect to very different worlds? The task is not just about translating words. It involves bridging unique cultural landscapes. The deaf community has its own distinct norms, values, and communication styles that differ from those of hearing individuals. This creates a fascinating challenge for interpreters who must navigate these cultural differences effectively. Interpreters work at the intersection of two cultures, the deaf community and the hearing community. Each has its own expectations regarding communication and social roles. For instance, the deaf community often has a strong sense of identity and community. They relying on shared cultural knowledge that may not be apparent to those who are hearing. Interpreters must be aware of these differences to ensure they convey messages accurately without altering their meaning. From an anthropological viewpoint, interpreting is a social process. It involves negotiating and co-constructing meaning rather than simply translating words from one language to another. Interpreters utilize their bilingual and bicultural knowledge to mediate not just language but also cultural subtleties. They must stay alert to potential misunderstandings that could arise due to cultural gaps and adjust their interpreting strategies as needed. To navigate cultural differences effectively, interpreters focus on several practical strategies. First, they develop cultural competence by engaging with the deaf community. This means learning about their values, norms, and language variations. Interpreters often participate in community events and build relationships to enhance their understanding of deaf culture. Next, interpreters balance their roles as language mediators and cultural brokers. They must decide how much to adapt a message to make it culturally appropriate while preserving the original meaning. This requires a keen sense of judgment and sensitivity. Another important aspect is managing authenticity and credibility. Interpreters strive to convey the deaf person's message in a way that maintains their identity and voice. This ensures that hearing listeners perceive the deaf individual as genuine and credible. Interpreters also address power dynamics in their role. They are aware that they can influence how deaf individuals are viewed by hearing people. Navigating these dynamics carefully is essential to avoid reinforcing stereotypes or limiting communication. Lastly, interpreters recognize that sign languages can vary by region and community. They must be familiar with these variations and understand the presence of contact signing, which blends sign language and spoken language features depending on the context. In summary, sign language interpreters serve as cultural mediators who facilitate communication across cultural boundaries. Their work combines linguistic skills with cultural understanding, requiring ongoing learning and sensitivity to the social and cultural contexts in which deaf and hearing individuals interact.